gearing up, of course, to celebrate the Super Bowl champion Chiefs. KRCG 13's Mark Slavit is live from the parade route with a special guest. Mark?
That's right, Dick. I have a very special guest with me, the mayor of Kansas City, Quentin Lucas. And Mayor Q, you've been running around up and down the streets here. What are the fans saying about the Chiefs?
There is so much excitement this morning in Kansas City. You know, it is not the warmest of days, but you've got folks of all ages that have been lined up for hours to cheer on this outstanding team from all throughout Missouri and Kansas. It's been really impressive.
Now, we're kind of in the heart of the middle of the
right
here at 8th and Grand.
Yeah.
They're expecting 1 million people.
Yeah.
Are you hearing that?
You know, I've been hearing that too. We're ready for it because we were preparing for just the biggest parade possible in Kansas City. We had a pretty big one for the Royals a few years back, and a lot of people are thinking this might be even bigger, even with the cold temperatures.
Let's talk about the game. Where were you at and your reaction when they won?
Well, you know, so I was actually in Miami. I was sitting out in the cheap seats, which at the Super Bowl, there's still thousands of dollars. But, you know, and then when we won, I was jumping up and down like I was an 8-year-old boy. I mean, it was nothing short of amazing. People were hugging, high fives, tears. It was everything that this fan base deserved after 50 years of waiting to get back.
Yeah, 50 years in the making. Isn't that amazing?
You know, it is amazing. And the best thing I've seen right now is the happiness around this community. You know, there is a lot of sad stuff in news and sadly in sports. And right now we get a chance to really just celebrate a great moment for Kansas City, a team that I think is just at the beginning of what could be a dynasty long term.
Yeah, the next Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes.
Well, I think he is well on his way. If you look at what he's done in a very short career, it's nothing short of exceptional for us.
And later today at 1:30, when the parade's over, we're going to have the big party, right?
We're going to have a huge party. My good friend, the governor's coming out, a whole bunch of other folks, hundreds of thousands of people, maybe 1 million people, and so we get to celebrate. And if you're watching in mid-Mo right now, you got time to get up here.
That's right.
So come on, drive on out I-70. We got places for you to park. Might not be close, but we got you, so come on out.
A Super Bowl title 50 years in the making. Kansas City taking on the 49ers, and they were celebrating. What a parade it was. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, the governor, the mayor, everyone was here. And guess what? This Chiefs team is very good. Mahomes, Hill, they're all in their 20s, and the Chiefs Kingdom thinks they're just getting started.
We'll be here next year. Hopefully several years.
I think this team is going to win many more titles, many more parades. Are they just getting started?
Oh, for sure. I think we have Mahomes, we have all the good players. I think it's great.
KC,
No, absolutely not.
They represent. I'll give them that.
We have a very strong offensive team, and I think if we get our defensive team have more better players, I think we can do really well and we can win many more Super Bowls.
As you just heard, Chiefs fans think this team is going to win many more Super Bowls. We've got the championship gear here, and this will be selling for quite a while. They might be selling it again in 2020, 2021, 2022. That's how good this Chiefs team is. We don't want to use the word dynasty too much, but it really could become a dynasty. Reporting in Kansas City, Kamenenchev, KRCG 13 Sports.
Well, today the Missouri Recovery Network is hosting Recovery Advocacy Day at the Capitol. It's a day to discuss recovery from substance abuse with state lawmakers. KRCG 13's Gracie Matisse is live at the Capitol to tell us more.
Good morning. That's right. There are over 350 people that are registered for that Recovery Advocacy Day today. And it's an opportunity for people that have been affected by substance abuse to talk directly with lawmakers. Now, the Missouri Recovery Network says that there has been an increase in total drug deaths in Missouri in 2018, and in rural areas, those numbers are up 700% in the last 10 years. Now, the group works with the Joint Committee on Substance Abuse at the Capitol, and the executive director of the Missouri Recovery Network says because so many people have been affected by substance abuse, personal stories will take priority today.
Actually, I had a friend who adopted 2 children, and both of those children were genetically disposed to substance use disorders. Neither one of them have found recovery yet. They have been incarcerated multiple times, and so I've really seen the devastation that it causes.
Now, the Missouri Recovery Network's ultimate goal today is to try to get more funding from lawmakers for recovery centers as well as resources, and that committee at the Capitol will be sending a report on recommended legislation to the governor as well as the General Assembly. Live at the Capitol, Greasy Matisse, KRCG 13.
Plow preparations and school closings. We head over to KRCG 13 weather deck, and that's where we find Lexi Petrovich with details. Lexi.
Yeah, hey, good morning, Dick, from the weather deck. Well, as Joe was talking about with that potential snow coming in, it could pose a threat for some of those midweek travel plans, especially if you're heading to Kansas City for the Kansas City Chiefs parade later today. There are some different spots that you should keep in mind. Now, we'll first start with Columbia. They've brought in a 22-person crew overnight to pre-treat the roads, get everything ready for what we can see today with that snow that's expected to come in. And as far as what MoDOT's saying, they're warning of the areas of I-70 and I-44. They say those are among the spots that could be the most hazardous as you head out on the road. And if you are heading to Kansas City for the parade, you should expect some delays and give yourself extra time on the roads today. But as far as school closings go today, unfortunately, I know there are a lot of people that have to go to school unless it is canceled. These are the list of schools on your screen among the many that have already called in today so far. And that list continues to grow, especially in weather conditions like these. So you can keep catching up with those latest updates with school closings on our website and on the bottom of your screen. But among those schools include Fulton Public Schools, Columbia Public Schools, Jefferson City Public Schools, as well as the ones that just came in as of about a couple of minutes ago were St. James and Proper Schools among the many on that list there. But those are continuously updated. And if you are on the road and in the case that you get stuck in a slide off or you find yourself on the side of the road, MoDOT says that the best way to stay safe in that type of emergency situation is to stay in your car with your seatbelt on. Send it back to you in the studio. We're live at the weather deck.